Okay, paddling the Hawk Creek Canyon can be one of life's great delights. This is one of the many small tributary canyons on 153 long Lake Roosevelt, which is situated in eastern Washington in Grant and Colville County. It's part of the dammed up Columbia, backed up behind the Grand Coulee Dam. I did this on a little solo paddle. This is just the one of the prettiest little canyons in the lake. Just sit back and enjoy the scenery. The nice basalt cliffs where the Columbia Formation and the Okanagan Formation kind of collide with each other. Bass and walleye fishing was going pretty good, I guess. I didn't catch any walleyes, but I did catch a couple of really nice smallmouth bass in the canyon. I don't think any largemouth live in this lake because the water's a little bit too cold for them. The smallmouth will tolerate colder water. Just very, very peaceful, very calming. I started coming to Hawk Creek back in the early 70s when I used this area for a base for prospecting expeditions. Despite the spectacular formations, there are no worthwhile rocks anywhere within 50 miles of this place, believe me. That's 50-mile radius. But it's a nice place and sometimes very good fishing. Now we're approaching the second 90-degree turn, which kind of points you out to the main part of the lake. And I raised the camera up because there were some big raptors circling around on top of the cliff. Quite a few of them up there. Now, because of the sun angle and the distance, I couldn't tell if they were golden eagles or they looked like they might have even been vultures. You don't see very many bald eagles in this area. You see mainly the goldens. And now back down, and we're continuing on out to where the narrow canyon opens up into the lake itself. You know how many of you saw my previous video, which was a little trip to Hawk Creek Falls, which is in the opposite direction up at the very head of this canyon. On this one here, we're headed towards the big part of the lake. And now we are approaching the last little points before it opens up into the big water. There's supposedly good trout fishing out there too, and the trout live out in the bigger part of the lake, out in the open water. The lake is kind of famous for its really big rainbows. It's really very interesting how one side of the lake is fairly thick forest, mainly ponderosa pine, and the other side is very desert-like. You see this in a lot of places in the southern and central part of the lake before you get farther north, and it goes to forest on both sides. Beautiful little place, 153-mile-long Lake Roosevelt in eastern Washington. You got to go see it sometime. No, so long from Lake Roosevelt.